name is Abigail Vélez. Today I'm going to talk about gingivitis symptoms and causes. First, definition. Gingivitis is a form of gum disease that happens when plaque, a natural occurring sticky film containing bacteria, builds up on teeth and causes the inflammation of the surrounding gum tissue. Gingivitis is a non-destructive type of periodontal disease, but untreated gingivitis can progress to periodontitis. This is more serious and can eventually lead to loss of teeth. Next, a video.
With gingivitis, gingiva refers to the gums, and itis refers to inflammation. So, gingivitis is inflammation of the gums. With periodontitis, peri means around, and odon refers to the tooth, so it's inflammation and destruction of the supporting structures around the teeth. Broadly speaking, the two are on a spectrum, starting with simple gingivitis on one end, and if the process doesn't get treated, it can develop into more severe disease, periodontitis, which is on the other end of the spectrum. Let's start by building a model of a tooth and its surrounding structures. In the mouth, the bone beneath the bottom row of teeth is the mandible, and the bone above the top row of teeth is the maxilla. Both bones have an alveolus, or socket, for each tooth. The socket's lined on the inside by a periodontal ligament. Protecting the alveolus on the outside is a layer of soft, supportive tissue called the gingiva, or gums, that sits on the top of the bone. The tooth itself can be roughly divided into two parts. The first part is the root, and it sits within the alveolus. The root is covered by a bone-like substance called cementum, and that's what the periodontal ligament's fiber is attached to. Next, there's a short zone called the neck, which is a transition between the root and the crown. The crown is the visible part of the tooth that protrudes from the gingiva, and it's covered in enamel. Enamel has such a high mineral content that it's the hardest substance in the human body. The portion of gingiva that sticks up and is not anchored to the tooth is sometimes called the free gingiva, and the space between the free gingiva and the crown is called the gingival crevice, or gingival sulcus. A watery substance called gingival crevicular fluid flows into the space in small amounts. Gingival crevicular fluid contains various immune proteins in cells like neutrophils, complement proteins, and antibodies. Within the mouth, there are a bunch of bacterial organisms. In a healthy mouth, there's a balance of commensal bacteria that compete with each other, and they're all kept in check by those immune factors. Gingivitis and periodontitis represent a state of imbalance, or dysbiosis. This is when there's a relative increase in pathogenic bacteria, either because of a lack of competition with other commensal bacteria, or because of an ineffective immune response in the mouth. The pathogenic bacteria form dental plaque, which is a sticky collection of bacteria, proteins from saliva, and dead cells from the lining of the mouth. Individual bacteria multiply and form a lot of small microcolonies that coalesce, creating a layer of dental plaque, which is a type of biofilm.
Second, applications in dentistry. Gingivitis often resolves with good oral hygiene, such as longer and more frequent brushing and flossing. In addition, an antiseptic mouthwash may help. There are two main categories of gingival diseases: dental plaque-induced gingival disease and non-plaque-induced gingival lesions. So we have dental plaque-induced gingival disease. This can be caused by plaque, systemic factors, medications, or malnutrition. And a non-plaque-induced gingival lesions that can be caused by a specific bacterium, virus, or fungus. It might also be caused by genetic factors, systematic conditions, including allergic reactions, and certain illnesses. Sometimes there is no specific cause. This picture is an example of dental plaque-induced gingival disease, and this picture is an example of non-plaque-induced gingival lesions. Next, a video.
The oral cavity comprises of a diverse variety of microbial flora, of which bacteria are predominant, and are housed as distinct microbial communities on mucosal surfaces as well as on teeth. The host and the microbial community maintain a harmonious relationship, and there is a delicate balance maintained as far as the growth and proliferation of these microorganisms are concerned. Now, salivary proteins help form a lubricating layer called the salivary pellicle on all surfaces in the oral cavity. So while this helps in lubrication of mucosal surfaces, it also provides for binding sites that help in adherence of bacteria. Luckily, epithelial cells of the mucosal surfaces are continuously shed, and this prevents an excessive accumulation or buildup of bacterial deposits. The teeth, however, provide for non-shedding surfaces and promote accumulation of bacterial communities if oral hygiene is not well maintained. Microorganisms, primarily bacteria, thrive and proliferate in soft deposits or biofilms formed on teeth. These soft deposits are called dental plaque. Dental plaque is a yellowish-white deposit or biofilm that comprises predominantly of bacterial communities in a matrix of exfoliated epithelial cells and salivary proteins. It attaches tenaciously to the surfaces of the teeth as well as any prostheses or appliances in the oral cavity. So dental plaque usually accumulates in the gingival thirds of the tooth surface. Now this is because formation of initial plaque in the coronal tooth thirds can be disrupted by movement of mucosal tissues over the teeth during mastication. Pits and fissures in teeth, areas around malaligned teeth, and overhanging restorations may also favor its accumulation. Dental plaque, according to its site of deposition, can be classified as supragingival and subgingival plaque. Now, subgingival plaque, apart from being tooth-associated, can also be associated with the sulcular tissue. While supragingival and tooth-associated subgingival plaque could contribute to calculus formation and dental caries, tissue-associated subgingival plaque could be detrimental to the periodontal tissues, contributing to periodontitis. The mature plaque is a biofilm with diverse microbial colonies having at least 500 distinct microbial species. Though predominantly bacterial, the microflora also harbors yeasts and viruses. Now, these microorganisms are housed in a matrix consisting of organic as well as inorganic materials derived from the saliva, bacteria, and the gingival crevicular fluid.
Third, pros and cons. Pros. Really, it does not exist pros about gingivitis because it's an oral disease, so it can affect anybody that doesn't take care of their oral health. Cons. Here we have two forms, symptoms and causes. Symptoms. First, bright red or purple gums. Second, tender gums that may be painful to the touch. Third, bleeding gums, especially when the brush or floss. Fourth, tooth pain or sensibility, especially when teeth are exposed to hot or cold foods or beverages. Fifth, receding, soft, and swollen gums. Causes. First, poor oral hygiene, such as not brushing or flossing regularly. Second, not fully removing plaque. Third, stress. Constant stress can weaken your immune system. Fourth, smoking, tobacco use is one of the greatest risk factors associated with gum disease. Fifth, hormonal changes including puberty, pregnancy, menopause, and monthly menstruation. Sixth, medications. Seventh, chronic diseases such as diabetes, cancers, and HIV. Next, a video.
Causes. Gum disease is generally due to bacteria in the mouth infecting the tissue around the teeth. This bacteria allows plaque to form on the teeth, causing an inflammation of the surrounding gum tissues. Our mouth is full of bacteria. Plaque is a sticky, colorless film that accumulates on the surface of the teeth when starchy and sugary foods interact with bacteria in the mouth. Plaques are required to be removed daily as they reform quickly. When not removed adequately, they can harden into calculus or tartar at the base of the teeth or near the gums. Calculus can only be removed by professional dental cleaning. With time, plaque and tartar irritates the gum, causing gingivitis. If gingivitis is left untreated, pockets filled with plaque, tartar, and bacteria can develop between the gums and teeth, eventually causing tooth loss. Certain factors exist that can increase your chance of gum disease. Poor oral hygiene, old age, tobacco chewing or smoking, obesity, poor nutrition, including vitamin C deficiency, an underlying medical condition such as diabetes, dry mouth, genetics, substance abuse, a condition that decreases or compromises immunity, such as leukemia, HIV/AIDS, or cancer. Consuming certain medications such as oral contraceptives, steroids, channel blockers, and chemotherapy. Hormonal changes, including those related to pregnancy, menstrual cycle. Symptoms. Symptoms of gum disease. Bad breath that won't go away. Bleeding gums, especially when brushing. Painful chewing. Swollen or red gums. Loose teeth. Pus between teeth and gum. Changes in the way the teeth fit together when you bite. New spaces developing between teeth. Receding teeth that make teeth look longer than normal.
Fourth, issue applied in Ecuador. Gingivitis occurs in 3 out of 4 Ecuadorians during their lifetime, but with proper dental care early on, it is easily reversed. If left untreated, gingivitis can develop into a more severe form of gum disease, known as periodontitis, which is even a major cause of tooth loss in adults. And finally, number 5. Conclusion. Gingivitis doesn't often cause pain, so many people don't know they have it. In fact, as many as 75% of people in the world will experience some degree of gingivitis during their lifetime. That's why it's important not only to know what to look for, but also to see your dentist regularly for cleanings and checkups. Thanks for watching the video.